Hi guys, welcome back to Little Piece of Heaven Farm. And if you're new here, I'm Cheryl and we're in our kitchen. And today we're gonna be making a beef burgundy. And I found the recipe in my old Oregon cookbook here. And I found this on eBay. I think that's the only way you could probably find it. It's not published anymore, which is sad. But hey, if I could find one, I'll have Farron link it below. So cross your fingers. But anyway, we're gonna do the beef burgundy, and that's the recipe. And it's pretty simple. It I think it was inspired by French cooking. The way it reads and stuff. It's not your typical pot roast, but we'll get into this, and it sounds delicious. I've never made it before, so let's start getting some of the prep work done. I've already got the carrots cut and the onions and the mushrooms. So anyway, let's get into this. I'll bring it down on the workstation, and we'll start processing this already, okay? Okay guys, I have about 3 pounds of stew meat here, and we're gonna flour it. And I have my little plate here, and I'm using about it's a half a cup of flour. So we're just gonna put a layer on our plate here. And I'm not going to add extra salt because the beef broth that we're going to use is going to have a lot of salt. I'm going to sprinkle pepper over this and get into our next bunch. And we're gonna brown this meat off first, okay? So these pieces are cut a little small. Normally they should be at least 1 inch or 2. And I'm gonna need a little bit more flour. Okay guys, we got the meat all done, as you can see. And I'm going to take you over to the stove, and we're going to get this party going. Okay, guys, we got our Dutch oven here. And I'm going to bring a lot of this stuff closer. And you need something with a lid that can go into your oven, okay? I already have mine preset at 325. And I have about a half a pound of bacon here. And we're going to render that off first. Okay? And if you don't have quite a bit of bacon and you save your bacon grease like I do, feel free to use it. Because I think that's a little less than a half a pound. So just in case, if I need some more, I have it here in my container. Okay, I believe the bacon is done. So we're going to pull this out and reserve the bacon grease. And the beef, we're going to start just browning it off. We're not fully going to cook it in the bacon grease. And we're going to do it in batches, okay? So this is going to be a little bit. And I'm cooking this on medium. All right. And you're going to brown this all on all sides, okay? Start flipping it over. Once you start getting brown, like I said, we're not going to cook it all in the right now. We're just browning. Okay. And if you need to add oil, if you're running out of bacon grease, add oil. You can use any oil that you like, olive oil, canola, vegetable, whatever you have. Or you can add more bacon grease drippings if you have that. Okay. Brown enough for me.
Motion detected at the doorbell.
Oh, I think a car just drove by. My doorbell does that. Okay, that took a minute or two. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to my pan. I'm going to saute my carrots. And these are still a little frozen. So I'm going to give them a couple minutes in the pan. Then I'll be adding my onions. You just get a little soft. So this is a little bit of work, but it's great for a weekend. You know, if you work during the week. And I am scraping up the fawn off the bottom. Just adding more flavor to the carrots. I'm going to add my onions. I'm going to add a small pinch of salt. Just a very tiny pinch. Because you don't want it too salty. Okay. And this will help sweat out the onions. And I have it on about medium. I'm going to turn it up to about a high medium. And we're going to let that saute for a few minutes. Okay, guys. I don't know if I told you, but I kind of veered off of this recipe a little bit. It doesn't call for carrots or sliced onion in it. So this is like how I like to tweak things. I needed to use up some of these carrots that I had. So the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to add our garlic in. And I have about 2 cloves chopped up. So we're going to stir that in for a minute till we smell it. Okay. Now we're going to add our beef back in and juice and all whatever on your plate or bowl. Okay. And stir all this in together. Get it all well incorporated. Okay. Then we're going to add our wine. This is a red. Closest to Burgundy I can get. And we're going to pour in about 3 cups. There's like a smidgen left over. And 2 cups of beef broth, and I use better than bouillon. This one. Okay. Let's stir this all in. I'm going to add in the rest of my flour. This is going to help thicken it up. I'm going to stir it all in. Get it all incorporated. And scrape the bottom, guys. Get all that flavor off the bottom. I'm going to add the bacon back in. Going to add in about a tablespoon of tomato paste. This is a teaspoon I'm using. So 3 teaspoons is a tablespoon. There's not much left in this can, so all in. And guys, when you're using recipes, use them as guidelines. You know, you don't really have to follow it. You can. But I veer off at times. It's what I have, what I need to use. Yeah, like I said, I never made this recipe before. It's starting to smell pretty good. Putting in 2 bay leaves. Putting in a couple teaspoons of thyme. Some dried parsley. And I'm going to make a little bit more beef broth, and I'm going to top this off a little bit. One thing about the better than bouillon, you can whip it up in the flash. This stuff is awesome to have in your pantry. And it comes in a lot of different flavors. Okay, top this guy off. That's a little bit better. And into the oven it goes for about 2.5 to 3 hours, but I'll check it around the 2-hour mark. Okay, guys, the beef Burgandy is done in the oven. I got it in there staying warm. I have rice cooking, which is almost done. And then we're gonna saute up some mushrooms so we could put it in our stew. And we're going to get this butter all melty. And we'll be thickening up our gravy too. And there's no rhyme and reason. You cook as much mushrooms as you like. I think this was about £1 that I bought. So we're gonna saute them off. And I do have some tiny little shallots that I cut up. It calls for pearl onions, but I didn't have any. I forgot to buy some. But those should work. I know we did put a lot of onions in with it. I'll add a few once these get cooked down. Okay, I'm going to add a couple of these little onions in. Not a lot, because there is a lot in the stew. Just brown these up a little bit. And one jumped the ship there. Okay, check my rice. My rice is done. Rice is perfect. Okay. Oh, get back in the pot. Okay. These are finished. I'm going to get our stew out. And guys, it's amazing. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now we're going to add the mushrooms in. This looks amazing. I don't even have to thicken up the gravy. I think we put enough flour in there that it's fine. So I'm going to plate some up and show you what dinner's all about. Okay. All right. Get some of our rice here. And you can, guys, you can put this on noodles or mashed potatoes. But I'm doing rice. There's a bay leaf that we could take out. There should be one more in there. Well, here it is. Okay. And I'm just gonna spoon this over. Oh my word, look at that. This is fantastic, guys. Look at that. It smells amazing. Well, guys, this is what is for dinner tonight. And I've already tasted the sauce. It's amazing. You guys got to try this. It makes, this would be awesome if we added maybe potatoes in it. Or just other vegetables, be over the top. It's over the top anyway for a stew. So this is like a French stew, and it's beef. And it smells great. Beef Burgandy Stew. Awesome. It's what's for dinner, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Love you guys. Bye for now.